Good morning, it's Monday the 2nd of August and we've decided to do a little extra video for you because the gallery's been so busy. There's been a lot of sales, but there's also been a lot of new stock arriving and we want you to come and see some of that. Look at the windows just now. There's a new Cecilia Cardiff called Smooth Moves. There are fabulous new Marion Drummond paintings of flowers of different sizes, roses and Windsor blue. And here on the left, two crackers by none other than Margaret Evans. We've got Gazing at Sunset and Sylvan Shadows. Come on inside, the traffic's very busy, so we'll be able to talk better inside. Okay, well, I'm glad you've come inside because seriously, the traffic in Ballater is pretty busy this year. Seems to be busier than normal, but come up, everything's really going at full swing now. So what we've done this time is, as I was saying outside, this is a little extra video for all of you who follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn and all these other things. And I don't know, Tom does these things, I'm totally useless. So I wanted to talk to you about what's been happening and about new stock. You're always asking what's been selling as a follow-up from previous videos. We're going to be making this little chat today a little bit focused on landscapes because we've got some cracking new landscapes by the people I mentioned, by Margaret Evans. We've got some beauties in by Linda Park. In fact, talking about Margaret Evans, it was just in fact yesterday, I think, a beautiful painting by Margaret sold called Abergeldy Castle. And it'll probably drop in and let you see it. Again, one of Margaret's that just went like that. She also finished a beautiful commission for one of our regular customers of Torridon. He missed out on a Torridon painting and Margaret painted something through ourselves and we made it quite special. Talking about commissions and artists, it's quite funny. This is just a little bit of artistic gossip, if you like, because somebody who I know very well was telling me, they said, "Oh, David, we didn't like to tell you, but we went to the artist directly because we were talking to them on Instagram, but we were quite surprised because we thought we'd get the painting cheaper than we would from you." And I thought, oh, maybe 20 years ago that might happen, but no artist worth their salt is really actually will do that now. Reason being, an artist would devalue his name and devalue his work if they were selling cheaper directly. So actually this chap said to me, "But how come you took a little bit off my bill because, we're a regular and I can quite often give 5%, 10% off a bill if I can, and it's maybe one or two paintings or larger." And as I said, yes, I can do that because we're a relatively big business now, but the artists, again, they're not keen to do it. So that was an interesting conversation. There was another conversation I'll tell you about later as we go around about things like that. So who else has been selling? Well, Alistair Little has been on quite a run. I will be talking about a new Alistair Little painting as we go around, but the painting that caused quite a furore was called Portcullis. And it was still on Alistair's easel when I had three incredibly nice guys who'd been up at Monroe or something. They were in here, and one of them actually bought a beautiful Glen Scouller. In fact, a Glen Scouller called Huge Lanterns and Lobsters had been here for a few weeks. Beautiful big painting, and that was sold now at its home down in near Bristol. Anyway, I'm digressing. Portcullis by Alistair Little was on the easel. One of these guys said to me, "Have you anything, David, by Alistair Little?" And I showed him the photograph of the new painting before it was varnished. And he said, "Oh, that's what I want." It was about £8,500 and he bought it there and then. And we actually got it couriered to his door as soon as it was varnished and ready and in a typically wonderful frame that Alistair uses by Christina Lederer down in London. The last video we spoke about our new signings, if you like. Robert Kelsey. Robert sent 3 paintings up and already Aaron from Kintyre and Roxy and Pinks have sold. While we go around, I'll show you one painting that's still left by Robert. The other artist that has sold really well since we signed up, of course, is George Birrell. So I think we've sold, 4 already by George. Other big paintings that have sold, if we want to talk about big, Linda Park, we're going to be talking today about landscapes in particular. Her Foreboding Skies at Glen Brittle on the Isle of Skye and Moments Before Nightfall at Bamborough. In fact, Tom, if you just look behind without showing the addresses, padded up and ready to go, are the two of the big Linda Park landscapes, both going to their new homes, London and Huddersfield. Also, you know, we spoke the last time about new paintings by Alison Cowan, and I think out of the 15, 16, there are only about 4 left. So Wild Meadow Flowers, Cherish, Lupins have all sold. Moy Mackay, Waters Green, quickly sold. Moy, you know, are the detailed paintings, and you know, instead of using oil, she uses felted merino. And you know, talking about the bigger names like Scouller and Ian Faulkner, his small painting Ben Lomond was snapped up by a local buyer, and we still have 2 of the Faulkners. Another regular was in here. David said, "Can I see the Jack Moroccos?" And we don't have any Jack Moroccos. Everything has sold. And you know, a gallery who I really love to compare myself to, probably over flattering myself, is the Morningside Gallery in Edinburgh. And I don't mind telling people Jack Morocco has got a show on there starting in a few days' time. And you know, the new work is fabulous. But I can boast also, because now Jack is working on paintings for us, which are truly spectacular, and they'll be arriving soon. So that's just a little bit about what's been selling. So with no more ado, let's, look at this, by the way. This is a painting by Glen Scouller. Just look at the colour here. This is Umbrella Pines at Cospron in Provence, and it's just utter class. £7,000, great shape, beautifully framed, and wouldn't we all like to be there? But I've been talking to a lot of people who've been on holiday in Cecilia Cardiff, one of my most successful artists, just back from a fortnight in Porto Paenza, getting more ideas for her paintings. So I want to talk today about landscapes. So have a look at this by Margaret Evans. Glen Scouller Before Dark. It's pastel and gouache. The people who really love the countryside adore Margaret Evans' work. You know, she's got so many letters after her name and awards. It's not really surprising. Margaret has been putting on non-reflective glass in quite a few of her paintings just lately, but some of these might have a bit of reflection for you. But look at Mist Rising at Glen Scouller. And then below that, this fabulous long painting called Coolin Mists. As I said, I really wanted to talk, I suppose, predominantly today about landscapes. Standing here, a new painting has just come in by Linda Park. You couldn't get 2 landscape artists more different from one another than Linda Park and Margaret Evans. You know, one needs to have glass because it's pastel and gouache. One doesn't because it's thick oils that you could almost pick off and feel the oil. And this is a breezy walk to Earlsferry. How many of you who watch my videos will really appreciate this? Because Earlsferry, of course, is a continuation of Ely, and busy places at the moment. Tom, if you want to just nip back here talking about landscapes, look at this beauty here by Linda Park, Morning Cam, Claggan Beach on the Isle of Skye, and continuing the little chat about Linda Park as a landscape artist, have a peep round here. Anybody local to the northeast will know this scene, Light and Shade on St. Cyrus Beach. 100 by 81, absolute stunner. And, you know, I think you'll see the difference in the way people paint landscapes. Talking about landscapes here, this painting has just arrived. In fact, we've just sold a huge painting by David Smith of a harbour scene. But this is beached boats on the Isle of Skye, an oil and linen canvas. So I would call that a landscape as well. And occasionally we do get people talking about David Smith, Tom. I don't know if you call this exactly a landscape or not, but the creels and flags at Gardenstown, or as locals call it, Gamery, and the colours, as everybody knows, by David, are totally incredible. And right next to it is one that we've just hung, and you're going to catch me out because I don't have the title. Helen hasn't got the card ready yet, but it is a wooded scene of Ballater. So we've been talking also, there's another little video that we've done about some small paintings, and we've done a sort of little separate video, almost like a three-person show. Behind me I have paintings by Gordon Wilson. I really can't thank Gordon enough because he's got a terribly busy schedule and he's got a new gallery in London and all sorts of other things going on, but he managed to paint local scenes to Ballater and bring in his knowledge of the area. You've got Ballater Blues, you've got Ballater Poppyscape, and he has brought in one of the famous Glasgow ladies, and he's called it Big Birds of the Dee, and there she is with the bird on top of the big bird's head, if you like, and the boat has been called the Dee. To go back over here, Tom, here is the other painting that Gordon's done, and it's called the Ballater Shopping Trip. And isn't there fun in this by having the AB35 Ballater postcode? And look at the exquisite, totally exquisite frames which Gordon uses. Just going on to what's hanging at the window. This is an utter cracker. We'd nothing in by Cecilia for a while, and she has sent up three total stunners, 80 by 80s, all of them. This one is a dream come true. How many of you could that be? Look at the blossom, a couple sitting there, him with his hat on, anything like me, he's got a burnt head, she's sitting looking all glamorous, and where probably in one of Cecilia's famous favourite places is Mallorca. £2,950 for an 80 by 80. We've spoken about this total stunner painting. Joe Hargan, we don't have anything small by, but this is the huge debutante painting. It's got so much fun. It's very, very clever, and it's in a Whistler, I think it's a 22 carat gold leaf frame. If you've got the space for one of the best Joe Hargans I've ever seen, it's the debutante, it's Mr. Sniffy, it's probably the debutante's mother, there's even the sausage dog in it. And if you've always wanted a Hargan, why not start off at the top? So I'm standing also in front here of a cracking, if you like, new one by Marion Drummond, a really grown up, classy painting that will never date. Silver bells, oil on board, £5,200. So, Tom, I'm going to finish off here. This is really a sort of quick tour, catch up for all of you, because the gallery has been busy and because we've had so much new stock coming in literally every week. I'm actually driving down to Comrie to pick up a painting and then dropping at Glen Eagles this afternoon, and then I'm shooting over to Edinburgh to drop two paintings off up in Morningside. So we're getting around, we can deliver to you. We're still regularly taking WhatsApp videos, but I'm delighted to see that things are busy in Ballater. If you're looking for something, keep an eye on the website, and as always, just email me, david@ballatergallery.co.uk.